Yo, somebody just knocked on my door, not sure what it is. I think it's another package. Let's just check it out. Yeah, we got another package. Interesting. Not sure what it is, so let's open it up and see what's inside. I know it's a bit overkill, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's out, guys. This is actually sick. You're gonna be seeing this on stream today, or on the video. Pay with Litecoin, a sweatshirt, and it is by John Moore, as you guys can see. John Litecoin Tech Support, Johnny Litecoin. Pretty awesome. Can't wait to wear it. What is going on, YouTube? Hidden back making another brand new crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XLM to BTC. We will also be discussing Litecoin creator Charlie Lee saying cryptocurrencies were a bubble in hindsight and they crashed. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content. Also, if you guys are wondering where I got this crazy cool, pay with Litecoin sweatshirt, I will post a link in the description for that. Otherwise, moving on to today's episode, we do have a couple of things to discuss. Yes, the markets are pulling back down slightly, and I would like to talk about why we are pulling back down. Have we entered an overbought market? Are we needing to retrace, what exactly is going on? So we are currently on the coin market cap, and as you guys can see, markets are looking kind of red. We've seen the past couple of days a lot of green, a lot of double-digit green all across the board. You can see right now the market cap is 121, so slightly less than yesterday. I believe we're at like 130, so 9.4 potentially $1 billion has left the exchanges. It just moved so quick in hindsight. 24-hour volume is 15.8, so again, that is dramatically decreased, which is interesting too, by about 5 billion, and then Bitcoin dominance has increased by about 1.2%. So we are seeing altcoins being affected more so than Bitcoin itself. So Bitcoin is only down by 4.5% at $3,600, much lower than where we want it to be. Obviously, we were hoping that it would stay above 4,000, but in hindsight, again, it's much lower than that, and it does need to, retrace. Everything is practically down right now in these markets. You can see Litecoin is still number 8, holding around 1.69 bill in market cap, quite a bit lower than Tether. Tether is actually significantly up. But comparing Bitcoin to the rest of the alts, there are actually a lot of alts that are down in double digits, if not, 8% on average compared to Bitcoin, almost double. But markets are looking pretty gruesome right now. Everything is in a lot of bloodshed right now, down in a lot of double-digit coins all around the board. We're going to discuss why that is, why we saw such a massive pullback. Moving on, though, to an article that I want to talk about. AMB Crypto basically discussed Litecoin. Like I said, Litecoin creator Charlie Lee saying the cryptos were a bubble. And in hindsight, so basically it says Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, hopefully you guys know, more commonly known as Satoshi Light, spoke about his accurate predictions about Litecoin's drop and also about the flippening with Bitcoin Cash. He also said how people predicted prices under the influence of the bull run and that they are wrong now, as the prices are in a bust cycle. Lee spoke briefly his predictions on flippening and also the price prediction that he made back in 2017, that Litecoin could go to $20, and that is exactly what Litecoin did. Speaking about flippening, he said that Bitcoin Cash was susceptible to attacks as it has very little hash rate dedicated when compared to Bitcoin. Due to the above fact, he said that Craig S. Wright's threat provoked Bitcoin Cash to implement checks. Lee continued that this was the reason why he believed that the flippening would happen. Moreover, Lee said that he had lived through the dot-com bubble, and Bitcoin's dramatic increase was something similar to it, as both received a lot of hype. And yeah, if we do kind of look back on what happened to cryptocurrency, where crypto was, how high it went, how quickly it got there, how many people knew about it, when your barber that cuts your hair starts talking about Bitcoin and crypto, that may be reason as to why it is so overinflated and overhyped. It was considered, in a good way, a fad, kind of like the silly bands, or I'm trying to think of other fads that we've had. Those swagways, sagways, whatever those two-wheeled scooters are that people, used. Those are considered, fads. They explode and you can make a killing when you're selling them, but they come down just as quickly, and then the next fad comes out. So Bitcoin kind of got caught up in there for a moment in time, and that's why we saw that massive price explosion and why a lot of people have lost a lot of money as it's come down. But more so, Lee then says about people calling him the best positional trader. Lee continued that the prices of cryptocurrencies moved higher than their actual prices and that they were bound to come back down. Yeah, I totally agree with that. We did move outside of where it was projected to grow, and we did see a dip in the price. Lee added how the prices of altcoins mimic Bitcoin, and if it fell more than Bitcoin did. He also said that people were a lot more bullish in 2017 than they are now, and how the predictions that people made, like John McAfee and others, were all under the influence of the bulls. Lee concluded that nobody believed that Bitcoin would go from $200 to $5,000, and that people were flabbergasted with its massive 25 times, increase. So, when we do look at these coin market caps, you can see that there's a lot of red. There's a lot of money that is down, and people. I want to share a little insight that there actually is ways to make money in crypto even when markets are down. Yes, you can always swing trade. Yes, you can short. That's a little more difficult for the average person to do, but there are ways and methods to make money even in a down market. And hopefully you guys are aware, but there is an app called ABRA, and they do something where there's a referral, and basically if you sign up for ABRA, which is free, and you deposit $5 of cryptocurrency, of US dollars with a bank account, which is a free transaction, you will be rewarded with $25 of Bitcoin. And I've actually done this. I've had a bunch of you guys sign up for that. So all who have used the links, thank you. And I do appreciate that it was all going to be invested in a new setup to help build the channel. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'll vlog that later on. But to make money, make $25 of free Bitcoin. And then you guys can do it too and share it with your friends. It's definitely an awesome thing to do. The link will be in the top of the description. I have a bunch of people, about a dozen, that have already done this right now. So shout out to you guys again. So money can be made using ABRA. It's also an awesome app for using fiat currencies if you want to use the Chinese yuan, Canadian dollar, pesos, euros, all those different things. You can buy into that too. So it's similar to Forex. So it's not just cryptos, but they have a ton, over 20 different cryptocurrencies that you could actually, invest in and hold, XRP, all those. So definitely check that out. And it's a way for you and I to both get rewarded. But otherwise, moving on to Litecoin, we do have a dip. We do have a small, pullback right then that just currently happened. You could see we were nearing overbought at $36, and we're practically just pulling back down in the short term. On the 4-hour charts, we're now nearing oversold. So you can see in the 4-hour charts, there is a lot of manipulation, or not even manipulation. There's a lot of trading and volatility in the shorter term of things looking at that. So that's why we're seeing this pullback. It's nothing too weird or too crazy, nothing to be, disheartened by. It's only a small pullback, in the short term, view of things. It's only been a day. In hindsight, looking at it, in a week or two, we could be much, much, much higher. So when we dissect these currencies, day by day, don't get so, don't look into it so much is what I'm trying to say. It will drive you crazy. You have to look at things from a broader perspective. And, just because it's pulling back down today doesn't mean it won't be twice as high tomorrow. Slowly move up. So even with a pullback like this on the 4-hour, 27, it is actually at some sort of support on the 4-hour back here. November 25th, it found a support, which we're currently, leveling off at. I don't think we're going to go much lower. I don't think we're going to become overbought. Looking at the daily for Litecoin, you can see we did have a pretty big dip downwards. We're currently at 50 right now. on the relative strength indicator, actually 41 to be exact, or to be precise. So a small dip did happen. We caught these wicks right here, and I truly think we might actually wick back up to around $28. So currency is currently $27.71, the price of Litecoin, and I do think we're going to wick back up to around $28, $28.50, where we're going to close. So that'll be just I guess a prediction of where the price will be by the end of today, or where this candle today will close off at. But in the long run, I do think we're headed up. I do think $35 is going to be our next price point. There may potentially be some sort of uptrend. If you can see where I'm going, you do need another confirmation to draw that uptrend. But otherwise, market doesn't look, half bad. It's just consolidation. Unfortunately, again, Bitcoin on its 4-hour, like I did say in yesterday's video, the longer we hung out here, the better chances we have of breaking bearish or potentially breaking up. We needed to get off of here. The longer we trade sideways on the high-low MMA, it's more so we're going to break downwards, and that's pretty much what happened. We're now nearing oversold. You can see where we are previously. We're kind of nearing previous support, but for the most part, it's unfortunate that we did break below here. We were so overextended from that, so I don't think it'll be long before we curve or wick back up to the high-low MMA at around 37.70. Continuing on, Ethereum actually surprised me. I wasn't anticipating it to break bearish from its uptrend that it started. It started this back December 16th, so 2 weeks ago, and it was actually following quite well. Just recently did it break bearish. Obviously it's not over yet. We were nearing overbought on its daily, but it could wick back up and continue to ride it back up to the high-low MMA. It's very possible. It's unfortunate that it did break downwards, so there's a lot of tension right there, and I do think that crosses over to XLM or Stellar, whatever you want to call it. We have been tracking XLM for quite a few days now, or quite a few weeks now, believe it or not. And we drew an Elliott wave, from 0.4 to 0.5. That came true. We wicked all the way down to 0.5, and we completed the Elliott wave, or at least the way I view this. You can see, though, we did break bearish from the Elliott wave. We thought we would wick back up. It didn't happen, but we knew it would go from 4 to 5, so that could have been a good sell-off period, and then buying back in lower. But you can see currently this uptrend is now acting as some sort of resistance. You can see clearly when we fell down to support down here, we wicked back up and have yet to break this uptrend right now. It's now acting as a resistance, but you can see beautifully how much of a resistance it is right there, and it now is pulling back down lower to its previous support. So again, this is going to be a huge indicator of where the price goes until we break through here. So if we can break above the uptrend, I can have a clear sign of where I could predict it to continue on in the future. But this is its next biggest obstacle, boundary, barrier, whatever you want to call it, to break, is this resistance line right now. Its previous uptrend is now its resistance, so it'll be a tough play. There's some sort of No, there isn't really an uptrend forming right here, but I do think it will wick back up sooner or later and retest its, its resistance right now. Otherwise, that's going to sum up today's episode. Hopefully you guys like that vlog in the middle. There's a lot more coming to this channel. We are going to grow it. It is going to be cooler. Maybe in a couple of months, more towards the end of the school year, when I'm actually home permanently for a couple of months, will I be completely renovating my studio for where I record for you guys on YouTube. So that is actually pretty exciting. Cool new backgrounds, cool new software, materials. Videos will definitely be coming out a lot clearer, a lot nicer, a lot better content, even though I do believe we have some pretty awesome content already. But otherwise, thank you all for sticking through with me to where we are now. We're about to hit 6K subs. Soon we'll be at 10K. I'll probably do a giveaway then too. But check out the Litecoin merch. I do love it so much. I do appreciate the person that gave it to me. Link is in the description if you guys wanted to pick one up for the winter while it gets cold out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.